There is a considerable amount of Easter eggs in Halo Infinite's E3 2019 trailer, and some interesting theories already as well, so let's break it down. While this video may not have every Easter egg, it's gonna have a lot that you probably didn't notice unless you sat there for a couple hours and really chewed into it. Before we get started, be sure to hit that like button, as it really does help my videos out, shares it to other Halo fans that are interested in this type of content, and of course subscribe, join me on the journey. So the trailer opens up with a stranded UNSC pilot that eventually comes across Master Chief in life support mode. A quick simple thing that I'm sure most of you notice in this shot is the classic UNSC helmet is sitting down on the chair beside the Marine, so it's nice to see that 343 is certainly being committed to that classic design. As the Marine brought Master Chief's suit back online, we see a few seconds of an onslaught of data just pour out on the screen very quickly, and of course this is probably where most of the Easter eggs would be in a trailer that's mostly focused on story, right? So where do I begin? Well, there is a lot of information here. We'll get to the most crucial stuff. Firstly, this suit was apparently created on February 10th, 2559. The suit data reads post Halo 5, but only up to about 3 months after the game, right? But most key, right below it, it says last modified by C. Halsey, Catherine Halsey, right? Master Chief's quote-unquote mother, the mother of Spartan 2's, right? On September 19th, 2561. So this confirms a couple things. It must mean that Catherine Halsey is still alive up to about 3 years after Halo 5, and that's great news. And we're certainly going to see Catherine Halsey, I think, a little bit more in cutscenes than we've seen in any of the previous games before. But obviously also this means that, yeah, Halo Infinite will probably begin its main story sometime about 3 years later or so, which is crazy to think about, and there's a little bit more about this, but we'll get into that soon. There's also a few sections abbreviated by XBC, standing for Xbox Live Codes, which yes, actually were codes, it turns out, and they were all snagged very quickly. Apex Drifter claims that it was a 12-month Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription, which, if you didn't hear, it's basically like the ordinary Xbox Game Pass, but it also includes Xbox Live 4-day early access to games, includes games with gold, deals, and so on. So it's quite a package, considering that about $180 value packs were freely given out, if not around $60 per code. Probably up to $2,000 or $3,000 worth of codes were given out in this trailer, which I'm pretty sure all were snagged at this point, so I want to really waste time trying at this point because everyone knows about it now. Also, the word believe is spelled out in hex code. Spiffy Neostar even spelled it out in Reddit for people to further decode. Hex numbers are basically based on HTML color codes, but Aiden5806 helped me out here. He said it's a base 16 number system. Each place value can have 16 values instead of the number 10. Kind of complicated stuff, but there might be some extra stuff that we can find out in this trailer later on as people continue to decipher what this all could mean. Halo Canon on Twitter also had some lines laid out for us with abbreviations likely standing for the following, such as weapon, ability, potentially run for sprint, but still unknown for VHF, UHF, SRV, and PCA. Potentially new abilities, potentially something about the story. If you have any ideas, let me know down in the comment section below. The featured character referred to 343 as the pilot, a main Marine character, part of Halo Infinite's story, refers to the Pelican that he's on as Echo 216. Now this sounds very familiar because it sounds like Echo 419. So some people have the theory that he was a part of the Installation 04 team crew all the way back in Halo 1. But if that's true, then that would mean that he would have been on this Pelican for about 8 years, if not more. I think a little bit more. Now, I do believe he has been stranded on this Pelican for quite some time, about maybe 6 months to a year, but I don't think it's been that long. I really don't think there's enough supplies to keep someone alive that long on a Pelican. But remember the original Infinite teaser? It's likely that he's one of these Marines, and that Chief, as well as these 3 Marines here, are now stranded. So look at the dates here. The original E3 2018 trailer teaser on the Pelican said May 27th, 2560. That must have been the date that the Pelican crashed. And by the way, in the concept art, it had bullet holes in it, so I wonder what that's all about. But May 27th, 2560, about 19 months after Halo 5, Master Chief would end up on this ring, apparently. And Chief's visor, here in the E3 2019 trailer, it reads the suit was created on February 10th, 2559. But that's when it was created. It was actually modified last by Catherine Halsey on September 19th, 2561. Guys, that's almost 3 years after Halo 5 Guardians, right? As we mentioned earlier. Well, if you look at those two time spans, we're comparing September 19th, 2561 to the first trailer, 2560. That's more than a year that this Marine may have been stranded out here in space. And it also makes me wonder about the story here. Are we going to be time-lapsing through a long period of time, unlike other Halo games like Halo 1, 2, and 3 that usually take the place over like a week per game? So this is very interesting, and I wonder what direction 343 has for the story as far as this Marine and the time here. Regardless, it's a subtle clue that Marines will be humanized, much like Sergeant Johnson was like back in the day in the original games, which could be a great emotional substitute for many cutscenes as Cortana seems to be absent now. But it is worth noting that Chief takes the Reach assault rifle, an older model, so yes, this Marine may have been stranded here for a considerable time. He may be a vet, he may have been in the UNSC for a long time, or at least this Pelican has, and maybe it's been out of date for quite some time. So it makes me wonder how this Marine and this Pelican ties in with the Infinity. Another inconsistent thing that some people notice is that Chief is hidden behind Frost in the beginning, and then he's wiped away by the pilot, and then later, there is no Frost. Master Chief can simply look out the window at the destroyed Halo array. Well, there's actually a simple explanation for this, that being confirmed by 343 that the defroster had been turned on as when the ship switched on. So yeah, that makes complete sense. Also, 343 has been teasing the partly broken Halo array since E3 2018, as the trailer showed a few rings in a rock form assumed to be built by ancient humans that used to live on the ring. And late in the trailer, the ship comes under some kind of disturbance, which many think are the obvious, a Guardian's EMP struck. And the pilot says, not again, likely referring to the battle that occurred that caused the Halo ring to explode in the first place. Perhaps it's a disturbance of the Halo array being out of, alignment with part of it being destroyed. This could be causing the Marine many problems with the malfunctioning Pelican, or it could be a Guardian that is occasionally shooting out an EMP to ensure that the ring stays safe from now on. Whatever it is, it looks like the pilot is very familiar to it and is scared and thinks they should run. And Master Chief just jumps out, which makes me think maybe he tends to battle it, which also makes me think that he might not actually be fighting a Guardian, and it could be something else completely. The next and final shot that we see in the trailer has this blue orb, and it shoots through this massive tunnel outside, probably from the Halo installation itself. So we're likely inside of the innards, the deep down, looks like potentially up to a mile down. But also look at the Foreigner installation itself. Look at the architecture. It seems to be returning to the classic form, as 343 tried to toy with the, had the looks of it back in Halo 4 and 5. But now it seems that we are getting something much more like Halo 1 to Halo 3, so that's very nice to see. But what is this blue orb exactly? What is it doing? Is this Cortana? Could it just be one of the Foreigner beams blasting through one of those Halo array blasts? So if you have any theories, let me know down in the comment section below. There's also another Easter egg that I almost missed by Ramstein45, which I saw at first, but I didn't think it was relevant. It's when Master Chief loads up the AI chip and it says weapon containment device. And Ramstein, as well as a couple other people, it turns out, are having a theory: is this a trap for Cortana? Think about that wording, weapon containment device. Cortana's the weapon, this device is containing it. Perhaps they don't plan to outright kill Cortana when put on this chip, but they are trying to contain Cortana on this chip, and that could be Master Chief's new mission, trying to get Cortana back into his head, basically, into this chip, maybe not wanting to put her into his helmet after getting her in, but it's interesting that Master Chief might end up manipulating Cortana kind of reverse plot from Halo 5, how Cortana tried to trap Master Chief. Now it might be in reverse, which would be heartbreaking to see two friends kind of betray each other, and to see Cortana maybe escape and react to that betrayal would be mind-blowing. To see that she no longer likes Chief and she maybe wants to kill him for his betrayal. All that, some interesting plot elements that just came off at the top of my head. But let me know, do you think that's a viable theory? Do you think that could happen? Well, that's it for now, but guys, if you see any more Easter eggs worth noting, please let me know down in the comment section below, and I may just feature it, and of course give you credit if you help me find something. But please let me know in future videos what I can do to make better content here, guys. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video soon. Peace.